The problem solvers are the first in the lab as scientists work on a possible breakthrough treatment for diabetes.
So this is no ordinary breakthrough. Stephen Cooper shows us it begins in our own backyard.
69 pills a day. It's become a way of life for Linda Hambleton.
I wouldn't say I have good days anymore. I'd say I have better days.
She's a type 1 diabetic who's had just about every complication you can imagine. Just look at her medical history. She's had 3 strokes, 3 heart attacks, and 22 eye operations after suffering temporary blindness. She's had a pancreas transplant, which did not work, and a kidney transplant that did.
I have my mother's kidney, her left one. It's her left one on my right side.
She's had 2 toes amputated. She eats mostly from a feeding tube. She has neuropathy throughout most of her body, which has left her in a wheelchair because she's numb from the waist down.
I just hope that people know that it is possible to suffer from absolutely every complication that this disease has to offer. But it is absolutely possible also not to.
What Linda and millions of diabetics might not realize is that right here in Central Florida, our citrus crops and our tropical fruits like this orange and like this muscadine grape contain a compound that could make their diet safer and may actually prevent diabetes altogether.
This product mimics the activity of insulin.
2 local scientists from A&M Metabolics discovered the compound, which they call emulin, while studying the weight loss properties of grapefruits. It's found exclusively in the rinds and peels of tropical fruits, like these muscadine grapes grown at the Lake Ridge Winery in Claremont. They're the only grapes that grow in a tropical climate. The idea is to extract the compound from the peel of the grape, filter and purify it to make this tasteless substance that, when added to regular food, acts as a sugar buffer. Studies in type 2 diabetic rats show great results. Those who were fed the equivalent of a brownie with emulin showed a midday drop in glucose by as much as 27%.
The control groups that were in the non-treatment group expired.
The rats died.
Right, the rats died.
Emulin works by reducing the amount of carbohydrates absorbed after meals and the amount of glucose manufactured by the liver. It also speeds the removal of excess sugar from the bloodstream. It's not a sweetener or sugar alternative. Think of it as an additive that could be used by mainstream food manufacturers.
It would be like putting folate in bread or vitamin D in milk. That's why we do those things, so that those foods have a greater benefit to us.
While the scientists are confident emulin can make eating safer for type 2 diabetics and perhaps reduce the onset of diabetes altogether, they're hopeful but not sure yet about type 1.
2 sisters, 4 years apart, and one goal: to lose weight.
It wasn't until more recently that when I started having to take medicine, things like that, that I noticed, okay, wow, I've really let it out of control.
My sister and I have been talking about losing weight together for a long time.
Both have struggled with weight for years, so we asked Kelly and Christy, both in their 30s, if they would try the latest supplement to hit the national market, a supplement that claims, with its 5-star rating, to lower your glucose or blood sugar naturally, better than the most commonly prescribed drug for type 2 diabetics, giving you total sugar control. GC7X says it's the first and only product in the marketplace targeting all 7 pathways of carbohydrate metabolism.
Well, at first I was skeptical, but after a little while of taking it, I realized that not only did I not crave as many carbs, because I usually like bread and everything, but I felt full for a long time.
I love the ice creams, you know, just sandwiches. This is New Orleans. We love po' boys. So, you know, I started noticing all of a sudden that craving just wasn't there.
Neither sister has diabetes, but in the months since Christy started GC7X Surge, she says she's down 8 pounds toward her goal to lose 120. And Kelly says her clothes went down a size towards her goal to lose 30 pounds. Both sisters say they're inspired now and have begun a walking program and eat more healthful food. Christy's even cutting back on the Cokes and drinking citrus-flavored water.
Does this make it easier to watch the volume of food you eat?
Yeah, I think it does, because I find that I don't have as much of an appetite as I did before.
I didn't even notice it at first until I said, well, wait a minute. You know, the bread is still sitting up there and I haven't touched it in a while. Why is that, you know?
There can be 27% sugar in this orange. You don't get diabetes by eating an orange. Why not?
Thompson and Ahrens believe a component of tropical fruit and vegetables simulate insulin. They're calling the compound Simulin.
Our next big step is what we'd like to see is we think this discovery is just as important as adding folate to bread to prevent neural birth defects. What we would like to see is take this Simulin and add it to the big food houses, to add it to our colas, our breads, our snacks, potato chips, so that they would actually get this glucose modifying protective effect even when they're snacking.
I tasted the brownies that Joe's wife made using the powder, and you really would have to have a keen sense of taste to notice any difference. I let the crew sample them. They liked them as well, and they were hoping that this is going to be kind of like the folic acid.
Well, very quickly, why was the orange that was cut and they were holding up, why was it brown around the edges?
That was like a Bill Nye the Science Guy experiment right here in our studios. That's the actual part of the citrus that has this component in it, and they were just trying to identify it.
Gotcha.